Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, Boosting Customer Experience with AI in Pharma, a real success story. Today, we have a groundbreaking topic to discuss, a real success story, or use case, if you will. It's a campaign in which we've utilized AI to improve efficiency and boost customer experience. But not only that, this campaign also included the complex orchestration of various platforms and functionalities within those platforms to provide an optimal customer experience and truly make this campaign a real live success story. Let's get started. A quick look at the agenda for today. I'll start with a brief introduction of who we are and why we're here. From there, we'll take a quick look at the transformation of AI and how to go from theory to practice. And then we'll focus on explaining the success story, taking you through it in detail. We'll review the campaign flow and AI solution. We'll take a look at the customer experience of a real HCP who participated in this journey. And obviously, we'll take a look at the end campaign results. Finally, we'll have a couple of minutes at the end for Q&A. And now a brief introduction of us, ShowerThinking. ShowerThinking is a hybrid marketing and technology consultancy with more than 17 years of experience and over 100 official Salesforce certifications. I'm also proud to say that we are official Salesforce partners and have even presented pharma case studies at Dreamforce in San Francisco. As you'll see in the next slide, we support a variety of clients from various industries, but our specialty is health and pharma. So if you have any questions for us after the webinar, feel free to reach out to my colleague, Alfonso Lopez, whom I'll present here in just a second. As mentioned in the previous slide, here you have ShowerThinking's client portfolio. And as you can see, while our specialty is health and pharma, where we have a robust list of pharma clients, we also support other industries with their marketing and technology needs. In fact, today, we're extremely fortunate to count on one of our key clients, Grünenthal, to present this impressive success story. So now let's see who we're going to hear from in today's webinar. First, you already know me. I'm Sarah, Strategic Salesforce PMO at ShowerThinking. We also have my colleague, Alfonso Lopez, our Head of Health and Pharma Solutions at ShowerThinking. And of course, we have two very important people here to present the success story. Cristina Halunga, Global Omnichannel Operations Lead at Grünenthal, and Niccolò Gusella, Omnichannel Manager at Grünenthal, Italy. Now let's dive in. I'll pass it over to Alfonso to get us started.
Thanks, Sarah, and hello, everyone, and welcome. So today I'm very happy because we are going to start a series of webinars showing the latest use cases with AI we've been working on over the last few months. And honestly, this one that Chris and Nico are going to share with us, I think it rocks. Not just because we are using AI, but because we are using almost all the technology and platforms available. Probably I need to invent a new concept like Omni AI for this case. And you know, AI is here to transform the way we engage with HCPs. But let's start with a challenge many of us face. How can we start? Well, actually, we've already started using the latest Einstein features from Salesforce, like Einstein STO, AI subjects, Einstein personalization, and more. But we wanted to take another big step and use GPT. And yes, you can use GPT. We all use GPT. But can you add this to a standard campaign, like a webinar campaign, for example? Our first approach was to develop a custom integration using GPT with Salesforce Marketing Cloud and Service Cloud. This allowed us to take AI features and start using them with automation, complex prompts, and activations. Also with the objective to optimize processes and get insights that we can activate faster. But here's the exciting part. With Agentforce, that's next level. It's now fully integrated with Salesforce Life Science and Data Cloud solutions. So as we dive deeper into this session, I encourage you to think about where your own campaigns could benefit from AI. And let's get into it, please.
So as mentioned in the slide with the agenda, first we're going to go through the campaign flow as well as the AI solution. And so at this point, I will pass it over to Niccolò to get us started in this section.
Thank you, Sarah, and hi to everyone from my side. So today it's a very big pleasure for me for sharing our success story about this webinar that we made in June on localized neuropathic pain. And to promote this important event, we designed a full omnichannel campaigns. And this was possible thanks to the technologies that you can see here, thanks to an integrated ecosystem. So maybe I would like to spend only few words on some of these technologies. So maybe I can skip, I think, the first two because they are really famous, and I think you already know them. So starting from Data Cloud. Data Cloud is very a dear friend for us because it allows us to have a 360 view of customers and to integrate data among different platforms. The next one is GoToWebinar, a tool that we use to host our live event. And the next one is also really important because the personalization into Salesforce Marketing Cloud allows us to customize the engagement for our customers and to use the right channel with the right content with our customers. Last but not least, Azure GPT that connected all this integrated ecosystem with ChatGPT, with artificial intelligence. And we will see in a while with my colleague Cristina how we use it. So in the next slide, you can see our pre-webinar communication flow. So as you can see, we designed this campaign with several channels, but in synergy all together. And again, this was possible thanks to Data Cloud that allowed us to integrate data among different platforms. So in the top part, you can see grünenthalhealth.it, that is our website, where customer can find, for example, branded or unbranded contents, services, and so on. So into this website, we activate a custom banner that it was visible only on specific target that was in scope for this webinar. And after that, we started with, let me say, the main part of this campaign that we can see in the middle part of this slide. So, of course, our field force was the orchestrator of this campaign. So they promoted this important event to the customer with a dedicated approved email. And after that, after 2-3 weeks, more or less, we started with a massive Salesforce Marketing Cloud campaign with several remarketing activities and touch points. Last but not least, we also use the SMS channel. I know what you are thinking, that is not a new technology, but in this case, the SMS was very useful as reminder touch points. We sent the first SMS 1 day before the event to remember to our customers to join this important event. And a second SMS 2 hours before the event with a direct link to for this important webinar. And what happened after this webinar? So after this webinar, we design the post-webinar campaign flow. And in this case, we sent two different surveys to our customers. The first one for attendees, and the second one for registered users but not attendees, with both open and closed questions for them to request the feedback about their experience on this important webinar. And we received the results, of course, the answers from our customers, and these answers were analyzed deeper in real time by ChatGPT, but we will see in a while with Cristina this part. Only last thing on this, because these important answers from our customers, these useful insights were also shared to our field force in a structured way into Viva, directly into Viva, with some suggestions to consider them to perform the closed-loop activities. And now I leave the floor to my colleague Cristina for this part.
From my side as well, and so happy to be able to go a little bit more into the details about the AI application within our pilot in Grünenthal. Basically, we focused on open text fields regarding the 6 surveys, both for attendees and non-attendees, using AI to structure unstructured data and push it back to our system as real-time actionable insights. The talk about actionable insights goes back years, but this time it was really amazing to see it happen. And we did this by pushing sentiment and drivers of satisfaction, as well as other business-related insights, directly into the rep's iPad through Viva Suggestion. We managed to enable closing the inner loop within 24 hours, more or less, by having the information both via suggestions and via Outlook email, with AI responses being pushed back to Marketing Cloud as well as Data Cloud, enabling new segments, campaigns, or whatever activation would be needed by the local team. And I'm repeating this because it's very important. It was very important, and it will be important for the scalability of the pilot. This was done on integrated platforms within Grünenthal omnichannel environment. We'll go more into the details. This was just an overview, and I will pass back to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Cristina, and thanks, Niccolò. So now that you have an idea of what the campaign looked like, you have the general overview of the flow, as well as how we piloted AI functionalities in this campaign. What we're going to do now is take an even deeper dive into a look at a real HCP's customer experience within this journey. So I will pass the word back over to Niccolò to get us started on this section.
Thank you again, Sarah. So it's a pleasure to introduce to you our doctor, Matteo Giovanni Rossi, that is a real doctor that attended this webinar in June. But of course, for privacy reason, we create an unreal name and we avoid some information. But again, thanks to Data Cloud platform, here we can see we have a lot of information of these customers coming from different platforms. And this is very useful to engage properly this doctor. So again, Dr. Rossi is a pain specialist that attended to this important event. And now we are going to see the Dr. Rossi journey. So we can see in details some steps of this doctor from the awareness. So we started the promotion and the awareness of this event in the middle of May, starting, as I said before, with a dedicated approved email sent by the field force, sent by the rep. So in this case, Dr. Rossi opened this email, but decided for the moment to not complete the registration. So after that, after this first touch point, we started with the Salesforce Marketing Cloud campaign, with the massive campaign. So we sent the first email on 22 of May, with the first email. Again, Dr. Rossi opened this first email, but again decided to not complete the registration. So we started with the remarketing activities. And this is really important because we started with the first remarketing on the 5th of June, and with the second remarketing on the 12th of June, finally, Dr. Rossi decided to complete the registration. So this is to highlight the importance of the remarketing activities. After that, as we have seen in the pre-webinar communication flow, we sent the first SMS 1 day before the event on 24th of June to remember to Dr. Rossi to join this event. And again, a second SMS 2 hours before the event with a direct link to follow the event. In this case, Dr. Rossi attended the webinar and attended the entire webinar, the entire event. And after that, immediately after the event, we sent again from Salesforce Marketing Cloud campaign an email with the customer experience survey. And in this case, Dr. Rossi shared the feedback about this experience. And now with my colleague, Cristina, again, we will see deeper this part about this use case.
We built 10 different prompts for the attendee surveys and 4 for the non-attendee surveys. Basically, we covered everything that we could with focus on the open field questions, but not only. And we looked at 3 levels of AI analysis: sentiment, drivers of satisfaction, and the content of interest for future interaction as well. On top of that, we had pharmacovigilance monitoring as well. The results were pushed in to the internal and external teams in 2 different ways. The most important part was obviously the summary sent to the reps with the related business-driven actions suggested as well, such as plan a follow-up call because this ACP had a low satisfaction. This is just an example. And then we had the internal team as well notified with the full extension of the surveys. And in this way, we try to build a good shared information base for future discussion on eventual closing the outer loop in the CX management as well. I'd like to highlight that we are looking at a scalable solution within Grünenthal because we worked on CX standardized and approved, so reusable surveys, and the prompts are ready to be reused as well. It was handcrafted for this specific use case, but it is ready to be approved, and we are actually, spoiler alert, working with the Italian team to reapply it to similar webinar use case. And this is what we mean by scalable, almost copy-paste to the same use case, and contain obviously cost as well as the time that the teams are working on manual analysis. As we are working on integrated technology, we are available to scale this at other clusters in Grünenthal as well. I would go back to Sarah from this.
Thanks, Cristina. And thanks, Niccolò, for taking us through that section. So now, hopefully, you have not only a good idea, a good overview idea of what this campaign entailed and how AI functionalities were incorporated, but also a more in-depth look at what the specific customer experience of a real HCP looked like as well. And so I think the next step here is to take a dive into the campaign results. We're going to take a quick look at the overview of the campaign results and also into the results based on the specific AI analysis that Cristina just mentioned and shared with us based on the different prompts that were created. So for one last time, I'll pass it back over to Niccolò to take us through the overview.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, exactly. Starting from the overview regarding this campaign, it's a pleasure for me for share these results, this KPI regarding the omnichannel engagement campaign. So overall, we invited more than 6,400 physicians, and more than 900 registered to this important event, with a good level of attendee rate, because 23.1% attended to this live event. And also 21.8 answered to our customer experience survey. So they wanted to share with us the feedback about their experience on this webinar. And we achieved a very important result with a 99% of customer satisfaction score. So this webinar was very, very relevant for our customers, and they appreciated this so much. And I pass to Cristina for the next part, of course.
Yeah, so this is a summary of what AI gave back to us in terms of analysis and results. We can see immediately that obviously the sentiment was very positive, and it was driven mainly by the content that it was shared during the webinar and the faculty involved. And this is confirmed as well as the high usefulness rate of the content shared. But more importantly, what I'm seeing here is not only obviously the KPIs that we reach, is that this analysis helped the internal teams to have an immediate understanding of the content of interest for future webinars as well that participant declared. And this is obviously very useful for future interactions in terms of personalization, as this is a priority in the omnichannel engagement. As mentioned, one of the prompts was built to help us in the screening of eventual pharmacovigilance notification as well, but there were none, because we are talking about CX, obviously. We had some false positive. And why I'm saying false positive? Because obviously we had a detailed accuracy check on every single answer, and we reach an important 95% accuracy rate on more than 1,400 data points analyzed. We done as well an efficiency check with an important difference between time spent in human plus AI analysis versus pure human analysis. And I can only honestly say that we are very amazed about the operational metrics that we reached with AI helping us cut down time in manual analysis and provide actionable and accurate insights for the team to work with. Actually, we leveraged internal existing technology empowered by AI and staying within our environment. And in this case, I think the omnichannel environment gives and shows its actual power and the benefit of application. And I want to close just with one comment. We had lots of obviously objectives, operational and CX objectives for this pilot using AI, but the main ones were reached, first of all, and they were having a deeper and in-time insight on the customer feedback, supporting reps to have an easier access to the customer feedback, and get an optimal use of the time that our internal teams have to analyze data and mine insights to be able to improve customer experience at scale. And yeah, this was our amazing, at least for me, amazing success story.
It's absolutely an amazing success story. Unfortunately, the webinar is coming close to an end. But, you know, I just wanted to mention that this simply started out as a pilot, as a use case, something that we wanted to give a try to. But as you can see, based on everything that Niccolò and Cristina have shared with us today, it truly has turned into an amazing success story. Hopefully it's provided really insightful for you. I want to give a big thank you to Niccolò and to Cristina for being here today and sharing this amazing success story with us. So thank you to you both. We're going to now just take a few minutes to answer just a few quick questions that have been submitted. I'll start with the first one. which is actually, it seems to be two questions in one, but I'll ask them both together and pass the word over to you guys. The first question is, did you calculate the accuracy of the AI analysis? And how did you measure the efficiency you mentioned that was achieved by using AI? So I'll pass it over to you, Cristina, Niccolò, to answer this one.
Yeah, I can take it. We did calculate, it was one of our main metrics, accuracy and efficiency as well. It was quite simple analysis, because for the accuracy at least, we basically took every single ACP answer and every single AI answer and controlled that were not hallucinations, errors, or whatever kind of bias that can happen in these cases. And this is how we calculated the accuracy on more than 1,400 data points analyzed, so everything, with 95% accuracy rate, which I think it's very, very a very high rate, as it was our first time using AI. We were expecting something way lower, but there were very few hallucinations. And thanks to the ShowerThinking team, because they really help us set up a very structured approach, simple, straightforward, to the analysis of the unstructured data and bring it to life, actually. And then to the second point, efficiency, we took a separated group of answers, and we calculated the time needed to analyze it only human, as it was before this kind of pilot. So basically structure the data manually. And then we calculated the time spent to analyze the same kind of data, AI plus human. We call it AI plus human, meaning that we just checked the AI analysis, making sure in some cases on a percentage of cases that everything was correct, and we checked obviously the errors in that kind. So we've done different level of analysis, but having always a human eye on it.
Awesome. Thanks, Cristina.
Thank you.
Another question that we have is based on one of the channels. I think this is really interesting because not only, we've focused this conversation on the incorporation of the AI analysis, but in parallel, you've seen throughout the explanation of the success story and of this campaign that this has also been a complex orchestration of various platforms, functionalities within those platforms. And one of the key channels here within this campaign was SMS. And so I think this question is very relevant from that perspective. The question is, did the use of the SMS channel to send webinar reminders reduce the no-shows? I also do think that this is interesting and very relevant in this space as well, because I think we all know that when, conducting a campaign to create awareness around a webinar, we have many people that register and then a small percentage of those that actually attend. And so, we do whatever we can to get a higher percentage of attendees. So again, I think this is a really interesting question. I'll pass it over to Niccolò and Cristina.
So thank you. I can jump on this. Thank you, Sarah, for these questions. And first of all, we activated this channel for the first time in Grünenthal. And this was possible thanks to the collaboration between Grünenthal and ShowerThinking, because we activated this channel. I know that, again, is not the newest technology, but in this case, it was very useful channel. So we activated this in, I think, 2-3 weeks, thanks again with a strong collaboration among us. And we sent the first SMS one day before the event to remember to our subscribers only to join, and the second SMS 2 hours before the event. And we also do some analysis after the webinar to see if this channel allowed us to reduce the no-show rate. And indeed, we found an interesting insight. So thanks to the SMS, the first and the second one, of course, so the sum of them, we reduce the no-show rate of 8%. So it's a good result in this case, but also we also increase the number of answers on the CHIC surveys. So we see also this correlation. I don't know why in this case, but it was a positive correlation also for the post-webinar campaign flow. So in this case, I can finally say that to reduce the no-show rate, the SMS is the good channel to do this. Thanks, Sarah, for the question.
Of course. Thanks, Niccolò, for your answer. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the webinar today. Again, I'd like to give a final thank you to all of our presenters, Alfonso from ShowerThinking, as well as Niccolò and Cristina from Grünenthal. We hope that, again, that this presentation of the success story has proved interesting and insightful for you. Hopefully you can take some of this back to your teams. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.